What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dream Chasing 101 podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into a very prominent career path that's grown over the past year or so, and it's the theme of OnlyFans. And with us today, we have two Ashleys. So I'll leave it up to them to introduce themselves and tell you guys what they do. So, Ash, can you get started?
Okay. Hi guys, it's Ashley over here. For me, OnlyFans is definitely not a career choice, so that's not what I only do. I do work in a consulting firm. It involves law, contracting, tenders, all of that kind of stuff. So big girl things. So OnlyFans is definitely something on the side. Spice up things, be a little bit interesting, And you, Ash?
Okay, my name's Ashley. I'm originally a personal trainer. OnlyFans is not my only main income. It's just kind of like whatever you can do to make money, whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever you're good at. There's so many ways to get the bag, so why not just use all of the ways?
And I think that's an important thing because there's so many ways to make money now. Why choose OnlyFans?
Okay, so I chose OnlyFans for the reason that obviously my Instagram content, I wouldn't say it's sexualized, but it is pretty provocative and out there. And why not get paid to put that content out instead of just posting it for free and having all these freaks message you and my bank account's still sitting looking the same. So why not increase the numbers instead?
100% I have to agree with you, Ashley. We've been giving it away for free all these years. Why not get paid for it?
Yeah.
So.
And an interesting thing, so for me, from my point of view, posting, provocative, if that's the way you describe it, that kind of content always was kind of frowned upon from both genders, like male and female. Obviously, the female, it's more on the judgmental kind of point of view, why would you want to put your body or portray yourself like that? And then from the male side, and I'm not saying all women, but there are that audience that hits you that way. But for the men, it's obviously you get the creeps messaging you, you get unwanted attention. And even if you kind of, try and limit that, you can't really because it's on an open platform. So with that being said, does this kind of help you guys, be more free in the way that you can kind of showcase who you are?
I definitely think to a point you can definitely showcase a lot more of what you are and who you are, and don't have to worry about what are people saying, because it obviously is closed and only your subscribers can view your content. But you unfortunately do still get some creeps that subscribe and they are paying at the end of the day. And if you are wanting to make more money or have them subscribe for longer, you got to kind of, just go with it. It's also different because most people don't have an OnlyFans profile, so you can't see who you're actually talking to, which makes it easier because then you just completely detach and you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky sometimes though, because you'll get an account that's not registered to a name and you end up speaking to this person or sending them pictures or whatever. And for all you know, it could be your brother. So it gets a little bit, So it has its...
Some things can't be monitored, unfortunately.
Do you think that's something that, they could work on, that you kind of have to, have a picture of yourself personally, or at least have some form of verification on their side to make it more comfortable for the members of OnlyFans?
So, it would be a great idea and it would be pretty useful and probably limit the amount of freaks. But I have a few people that are subscribers to my OnlyFans page from my Instagram, and they don't actually want to be known on OnlyFans because they kind of, I think they look down on themselves, and then it's just not everyone wants to be known that they have an OnlyFans account.
I find it interesting. So OnlyFans, just for people out there, it's a platform where a creator can put out whatever content they want and you charge a subscription fee. But it's interesting because obviously the origin of OnlyFans was kind of meant for, it was intended, I think I read it was intended for like chefs to share recipes and for behind the scenes kind of footage for, like, for instance, like a photographer or a videographer. And it's like this weird thing when you mention OnlyFans, now the first thing someone thinks about is, sexual content. Like, that's
Oh
the
my
first
gosh,
thing.
she's a porn star. That's
Yeah,
the first thing
no.
they think, honestly.
Get that so often. But I've noticed some people actually have OnlyFans not only for sexual content. Some people do their talents, baking, all that kind of stuff on OnlyFans. So it's not only for that. I mean, why have a talent and not get paid for it? So there's a lot of those accounts.
And what has been like the general reception when you tell someone, or when they see the OnlyFans link in your Instagram bio? What messages do you get? Has it been in any way kind of along the lines of being uncomfortable, or do you get kind of outed in any way?
I think it depends on the person, really, because I don't really care. It's like not really anyone else's opinion. But if they're on OnlyFans, then that's how they figured out we have OnlyFans, I guess. So they're doing both sides of the spectrum here.
So coming back to kind of you guys starting your accounts, Ash, you just restarted your new account now. How did that come about, and why start a new account, if you don't mind me asking, and what kind of approach are you going to have with this account?
So initially it was extremely difficult for me to register. I had a lot of issues, and Ashley actually helped me with them. But it's because the content you're posting has to be strictly yours, and you have to be a real person and all of that stuff. To register, they require your ID, they require your name, your bank account, all of that kind of stuff. And everything's done over the phone. They don't have an app yet. So I think that's a little bit of a communication problem, because there's no app. So it's constantly on Safari. Then it just gets disconnected and you get rejected. I think I must have been rejected like 50 times. So you create a whole page, and it just, once you reject it, everything can get lost and all of that stuff. So once it followed through with this account, everything seems to be working perfectly fine now, except the fact that I accidentally subscribed to Ashley's profile today.
Girl, I'm sorry about it. OnlyFans chased me back. I'm like, it's right back. I'm sorry.
So I saw this amount come off my profile, and I don't remember spending anything on anyone. And so I figured out I subscribed to Ashley's profile.
Supporting local businesses.
Yeah, support.
And coming to subscription fees, how do you guys choose your subscription amount? Is it based on what you feel the content is worth? Is that kind of the direction you guys are going at?
So, I don't personally think that you can put a price on content. But like, obviously, if your subscription for your account is like, say $5 or $7, then obviously you're gonna have a lot of subscribers, and to me that's cheap subscribers. So I went at a slightly higher subscription fee so that I could have fewer, more real people having like fans.
That'll take it back to the point that you made, getting the creeps in the profiles and stuff. I find the people that are spending less amounts would be more vulgar and expect more from the DMs. Whereas if you set a higher price, I wouldn't put the word class in it, but the more people spend, the better manners they have.
It comes to another thing I want to talk about, is managing the people who subscribe to your accounts, their expectations. Like how do you, or have you come into any arguments about what you're posting? Do you think that needs to be highlighted in like your description? Have you come across any people trying to ask for more than what they're already getting?
Okay, so great thing about OnlyFans is they have this thing called pay-per-views, which is basically private in the DMs, like in the messages on OnlyFans, where they can be like, oh, do you do this content? Do you have like a private video for me and stuff? In the chat, and if you want to, you can send that, but you can send it at an extra cost. So if they want to unlock the video or photo, be whatever it is that they wanted, they can pay extra for that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of for protection on the creator side, because it can be quite, especially because there's money involved. You know, it's like when you subscribe to DSTV and they're repeating the same movie like 10 times, you get annoyed, right? So it's like you then voice your opinion. But in this context, I think it's more just along the protection of the creator. So, but have you come into any, arguments, especially you, Ashley, that's been, I think your account's been running for a while now. Have you had anyone complaining that they're not getting enough?
Yes, I have definitely had people message me and being like, when are you giving us more content? Can you give us more of this content? And I'm literally like, you are here, you are subscribed to my page, so you're gonna get what I give you, and if you don't like it, you can take your money and your subscription and you can get out.
Yeah, you don't have to renew your subscription. You can just have a month, you saw it, and I feel like everyone that subscribes knows that. I mean, you could subscribe and just see pictures of your dogs. That's the risk you take, I guess.
Do you think that, when it comes to, there was that whole issue with the celebrity Bella Thorne, and so this comes in nicely to what you just said about, like you subscribe and it could be dogs. So do you think, from the creator's perspective, that you guys need to be upfront with what to expect? Maybe not to the extent of like you're going to get this every day, but just to give the people a bit of an idea so that there's no confusion or situations like Bella's where you pay for something and then you don't get what you pay for, and then that in turn hurts the community.
The whole OnlyFans community. But I think what happened with Bella Thorne is that she said she sent one of those pay-per-views and she said that it was a nude and it landed up just being in lingerie. Like don't be stupid. Like, don't try get more money and say one thing and do another. Like, if you're gonna say you're doing it, then do it.
Yeah. It also cost us a lot in the end of that, because now our tips are limited and all of that stuff from that, event that she had. But it's also, I mean, you can hide an image and you can ask them to pay to unlock it. But I think it's up to us to give a proper description of what's going to be on this photo afterwards. So her saying it's a nude, I mean, in lingerie could be a nude, but the way she portrayed it was that it was going to be completely sexually nude, And, I mean, OnlyFans had to pay back all those people.
Yeah, I think it was like 20 million rand her total, what she collected in 2 days was around 20 million. I don't know what that exact image made, but I'm sure it made a couple mil. So with you guys starting this, these accounts, has your family or friends commented on it? Have they said anything? I suppose them firstly having a subscription, you can't really see what's on there to begin with. Has anyone asked you or come, to you and mentioned, why start this?
My friends are chilled. But I don't ever want maybe my mom or my dad to just be like, oh, what's this link? But it's kind of nice that parents are a little bit technologically inclined. So they haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. Let's hope it stays that way. And going back to another point that Ash made earlier about the app and it being on Safari, I thought that was a pretty cool idea, because I mean, as much as I hate to support this, a lot of partners that are interested in OnlyFans and that are subscribed obviously don't want their partners to know. So Safari link is very easy to just close and shut down compared to a whole app on your phone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully my brother and my mom and my dad never found out about my OnlyFans. That would be preferable. Yeah, I've had some backlash from friends, but I mean, if you're not a friend and you're not supporting a girl just trying to make money, then honestly, get out of here. We don't need that negativity.
Yeah, no. It's not a porn site.
No. It's not. And that's what they think it is. Yes, I had some friends call me a $5 hoe because I have an OnlyFans page. Yeah.
Oh no, that's terrible. You're hanging around the wrong people.
Nah, they're all gone now. Not friends anymore.
It's an interesting thing though, because that, and it comes down to the whole perception of what it is. And it's quite, when you look at what's being posted on normal social media anyways, it's not that far off. You know what I mean? It's, if the Instagram guidelines allowed for more, sexual posts, that content would be living on there probably to begin with. So how has that been for you, having an Instagram account? Did you ever think like this is, it's just capitalizing on your content? And that's like the main thing for you guys.
Well, I definitely don't post anything on OnlyFans on my Instagram account. So me and Ash are very different in those perspectives. I keep my Instagram purely, friends, family.
Well, Ash the hippie.
Whereas Ash on the other side, it's OnlyFans would be an extra from your Instagram. But at the end of the day, it's all our own apps, I mean, I'm on private. I'm not too sure about Ash over here.
Yeah, so I mean, my link for my OnlyFans is in my Instagram bio, simply for the fact that I obviously do have so many guys looking for those kind of things because of my Instagram page. But yeah, everybody's still got to subscribe to know what it's about. So if they don't know what it's about and they haven't subscribed, it's really just, yeah.
Do you openly advertise the OnlyFans, or do you leave it for them to kind of find it in the bio?
So in the beginning, I was like posting on my story to be like link in bio kind of thing. But now honestly, I couldn't care. Like if you see it and you subscribe, congratulations. But yeah, I think in the beginning it was more exciting and I just wanted to see the most amount of money I could make. So I was really pushing it. Now I'm just like, haha, okay, thanks. We'll take our payouts whenever.
Yeah. No, I have not hit the whole advertising perspective yet. It's just kind of, if you find it, you find it. People that know me know I have it, so it's kind of a little bit awkward when your friends start to join and you're like, didn't expect you to see me that way, but you get that email and you're like, so and so subscribe to your page, and you're like, okay, that's cool, but you move on.
Friends supporting friends.
Going into being, in this, you guys are experienced with OnlyFans now. What did you wish you knew, that now back then when you were originally starting? What are some of the, I don't want to say mistakes, but what are the stuff that you guys did that you wish you could kind of change with the stuff that you guys know now?
Yo, I wish I didn't come in so hot. I wish I could have just kept the pace. I came in and I was posting 3 times a day. Now to take content to post 3 times a day is a damn mission. Whereas now I'm posting once every other day, because it's easier to take content and have more content to post. That's honestly, I think, the only thing.
Yeah, you've been like my mentor, so I've just been learning from your mistakes. So I don't do that like you do.
At least somebody could learn something.
Yeah, that's interesting, because, and it comes back to managing people's expectations, especially your subscribers. So did you find, especially coming in so hot, as you say, as you described it, did that now lead for that whole, wanting more from the subscriber point of view?
yeah, so now people are asking me, like, why aren't you posting so often? Like, where's all our 3 times a day posts? And I'm like, geez, like, this girl can only do so much in a day. Just give me a damn break, please.
Yeah, there's only so many poses you can do, hey? We got to get creative, yeah. That's why we're thinking maybe we do an Ash Squared page. We do like a joined OnlyFans.
Should most definitely, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, though. They should have that option.
They should, but yeah, I know even just the Twitter account that has both links in the profile for both OnlyFans pages, but as one Twitter account.
And coming to, starting, for instance, starting a new account for someone out there who's kind of been on the fence, guy or girl, this isn't just the girls' app or site. Yeah. So what's your advice for them, on navigating the area, kind of figuring out what to do, what to post? Or do you think that all comes down to just general comfortability with yourself and what you are comfortable putting out there?
Well, personally, I don't put anything on my phone that I'm not scared of anyone ever leaking it or seeing it. So that's just the person I am. So if you're on the fence about it, if you're not going to go full-heartedly into this, then there's no real point. However, I do know a few people that started OnlyFans because they actually had no money whatsoever. They had to start it to get extra money. But like myself, I don't have my real name on my profile, whereas Ash does. So, if you do want to keep under the radar, it is possible. You would just have to obviously register with your correct details. And then, it's the same as Instagram. You can put any handle, you can put any name, and you don't have to have the link on Instagram. You don't have to have a Twitter account. Obviously, that just helps you, but you could always make an extra Twitter account for that fake name or an Instagram for that fake name. And your target market doesn't have to be South African. You can go overseas. It's worldwide, which is very nice.
Have you seen, especially with the two accounts that you guys have, is it majority South African, or have you managed to kind of find yourselves chatting to people from elsewhere?
I mean, I'd say I have a decent amount of fans that are from overseas, but I'd say it's a good 50-50 split, maybe even like more South Africans than overseas. But yeah, I think it also just depends like how your profile's getting out there, because I know obviously on Twitter, if people are seeing your link and stuff, it's a lot more from overseas and not just South Africa, whereas I think most of my Instagram followers are from South Africa.
And what would you guys want personally on a personal level? So would you rather want more local people, or would you want people from overseas? What do you think is the better?
Definitely overseas. Definitely. Yeah, no. Oh, no. I go out way too often. And I bump into way too many people. They're going to be like, your name's not Gabriella. So, yeah. Overseas for the win. Plus, overseas people, they have more to spend.
Yeah. And I mean, especially since the OnlyFans works in dollars, the target market is obviously for overseas and not necessarily for South Africa.
Yeah, I think the currency scares a lot of people. They see, it's in dollars. How do I work this? How do I work this out? Oh shit, that's quite expensive for us because our exchange rate isn't that great. So, I've noticed a lot of people overseas, if they're in England and they see, we're $8, so that's cool, £7. It's like a pint. So it's a lot more expensive for South Africans to subscribe.
Yeah, I think that's also another interesting point, is because it's in dollars, that kind of limits the South African audience a bit, because like you said, $10, 170 Rand can be seen as quite a lot of money. How has it been on the money side? So could you maybe, for someone who's looking to, who's thinking about starting this page, how has that experience been? Is it a seamless kind of, just withdraw the money kind of thing, or is it more steps that you guys find quite complicated?
Okay, so the thing is you only get paid out either every 2 weeks or once your balance on your OnlyFans has hit $200. So it's not like as soon as you get paid the subscription, like it gets into your bank account. It's like a 5 to 7 day. Once you've reached that limit or the 2 weeks, it's another 5 to 7 days before the money actually clears into your account. Which is good because I'd rather have it coming in slowly than all at once, because, you know, some of us are reckless and we'll just blow it all at once. Yeah.
And do you get paid into a card here in South Africa, or how does it work? Is it PayPal or?
So there is a PayPal option, but I think the option that most of us South Africans go with, I think Ash also, is the Swift, which is where it gets paid directly into your own bank account or bank card, whichever one you uploaded when you set up your account.
Yeah.
You know, is this something, you know, doing it for a little bit now, is this something where you could see yourself possibly doing this, not full time, but more with more intention to kind of make more money? Is that something that you've thought about?
I mean, professional photos would be nice. They would definitely. I could see myself being a little granny, like being like, "Ooh, look at my new shoes I got," and wearing absolutely nothing in the mirror. But hey, if the money comes in, you got fans. You got to provide.
Exactly. So I think I haven't thought of that. I obviously don't have it as my career, so it's not something that I like put as much work into as I do with other things that actually, because as a personal trainer, I'm obviously more concerned about changing people's lives and getting them fit and healthy than I am like worried about making sure that a guy has sufficient content to get off to, kind of thing, because
And you mentioned the South African community. Amongst your subscribers, firstly, is it majority male, or can you tell it's 100% male?
Out of all my fans that I have, only 2 of them are females, Ash being one of them, and then another friend also. And I think the only reason I have like the girls that are my fans on OnlyFans is mainly only to see like what kind of content we posting, to give each other ideas, and because it's difficult taking content every day and like sucking something to do that you haven't already done.
Yeah, it's nice to get inspiration from other females. So checking through Ash's page, you're like, oh, okay. But like most of the time, if, on Instagram, we don't have a homepage on OnlyFans because we don't follow anyone. So we just see our own content. So it's like a permanent profile for ourselves. Yeah, and then you got all these subscribers and they literally just like hovering there waiting for you to post something. But all you see is your own content. So it's nice to follow or give a free subscription to a female friend, even though I ended up subscribing to Ashley today. And then you can get some inspiration and some ideas, change it up, because you do run out of ideas.
How's the community aspect from it? You mentioned gaining kind of inspiration from others. Is there like I don't want to say like a group chat, but are there, a lot of you in South Africa? Because I feel like since obviously lockdown and people being stuck at home, this has now grown as a potential thing, because there's a lot of things that have, evolved during lockdown because it's ease of use. So for instance, like me doing this podcast, it's easier for me to do like 5 episodes in a week because I can just hop on a Zoom and not have to travel and set up and do all of these things. So has that kind of been a growing community? Have you guys been involved, chatting to other creators?
I think, to be honest, this whole time in lockdown, I've only chatted to other creators. But I think it's also mainly just been, you can't really copy an OnlyFans page because at the end of the day, the OnlyFans is based off of you as a person. So like, you can talk to them and get some ideas and things like that, but there's also only so much you can take from another person.
Yeah, I have noticed that some creators have profiles where it's open, you know, free subscription, and you have to pay to unlock certain photos. So those kind of creators are easy to follow and get an idea of how you can set up your account as well. So most of those photos will just be, you know, in a bikini on a beach or in some shorts or whatever, and then you got to unlock to see, you know, more provocative content, which is also nice because nothing is hidden. You know, you can kind of get a feel of what this profile is going to look like, what this person looks like, how their body looks, blah, blah, blah. And then you can choose to unlock certain images, which I haven't figured out how to do at all.
How to unlock them or how to send them, Ash?
How to have like an unlocked profile, but to lock certain images, and then they got to pay to unlock.
Okay, I'll try do a little something for you just now. I'll show you.
I think this is a potential for a YouTube channel on how to run an OnlyFans account.
You're for real, because that shit's complicated.
Oh, no, it's very complicated, guys. If you are first-timers, I would highly suggest you need to find someone that has an account that can help you. Or, I mean, Google did not help at all. I don't know, maybe a YouTube channel could be a thing.
Yeah, most certainly. But yeah, I also think for anyone who is sitting in the fence, like whether to do it or not, I would say speak to maybe a lady that does have an OnlyFans, number one. But otherwise, honestly, I want to tell all the ladies or whoever's sitting on the fence, girls or guys, to honestly just open an OnlyFans page, because if you can make the money, why not? And also, yeah, it does have other benefits. I mean, apart from the money from opening an OnlyFans page. It's not just the money that I found that's benefited me. There's been a whole bunch of other things that have helped me grow as a person, being more confident in your body, believing in yourself, and honestly just worrying less about what everyone has to say. So, yeah.
Yes, I agree. And also, like I said earlier, you don't have to have an OnlyFans account to have provocative content. You can get paid for your talents. So I've seen a lot of accounts where people are doing baking and all that stuff, and minimum subscription fee I think is $4.99, but you can have a free account open, and then you could just get people to tip you. So it's like a paid YouTube channel for people that don't have like a high subscription account. So yeah, I would say do it.
Yeah, you choose what you post, and yeah, you don't have to listen to the masses. You do whatever the hell you want.
The only problem that would come in for most people, I think, is maybe the working environment. I'm sure a lot of people can't have their bosses knowing that they have this. They can't have sexual content related to their company. So that's a big one. I think that's a big one for most people.
Do you personally get that, Ash?
Yeah.
I don't personally get that. I mean, I have tattoos and I go to court, but I do know a few people that have been fired because they've had an OnlyFans account with their real name.
Do you think that should be the case, though?
No, I don't think so at all. However, I don't think that people should be relating their OnlyFans provocative content to their company, because that's the problem. You know, you can't have like I don't know. You can't have Jacob Zuma have an OnlyFans account and then you know he's the ex-president of the country. You can't do that. You know, people are going to relate it immediately. Be like, oh, okay, South Africa has an ex-president that is now what most people say, a porn star. So that's, you know, people's perception can influence a lot of the outcome of what you do with OnlyFans.
Yeah, and it's an unfortunate thing because, yeah, who are you to tell me how I can and can't make my money? But like, yeah, it is a thing with the big corporate companies where they don't want that kind of, like, nothing to do with that at all.
How has it been, just on the back of what you're saying now? What would you describe, if you have to chat to someone? Obviously, this isn't your main career per se, but, there's all this talk about people on OnlyFans being sex workers or, along those lines. What would you, especially you, Ash Lee, on top, on the top left, being, because you obviously have more content out there and it's provocative as well. What would you describe yourself as? And, just for people out there who find themselves in a similar situation, this can kind of be a touchy subject.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call me a sex worker, go ahead. I don't give a because you don't know what's on my OnlyFans page. And also, like, yeah, I personally don't judge anyone. Like, if you doing that to make money, that's what you got to do, and congratulations to you. You're getting up and you're doing something. So yeah, things like that honestly don't. I've gotten into a few fights on Instagram also with people tuning me about my OnlyFans, and like some guy one day even said, he's like, what's gonna happen when every guy subscribed to all the OnlyFans profiles and he's not gonna be your OnlyFan? And I was just like that's just stupid, and I couldn't care because at the end of the day, I'm still getting money into my account regardless of what you have to say or think.
Yeah. Adding to that, I do know a few, I wouldn't say sex workers, I would say escorts who use OnlyFans as a marketing website. They kind of have their profile, it's open, you can see what you're getting. And I think it would be, I don't know if any escort agencies has actually made, maybe you could have like a group of OnlyFans for their escorts or something. And I know it works very well. It's secure. People can get tipped just for looking, browsing, and, it's...
Instagram, you can't do that. You're just going to get a like and some stupid-ass comments. Here we get tips
and
instead.
And a DM.
Peach. Yeah, and a DM.
Stupid-ass DMs, that's all.
How much of that has been a factor for you starting an OnlyFans, transitioning from traditional like Instagram and encountering all of that comes along with it? So the creepy comments, the judgmental comments, those kind of things, how much of that contributed to you starting the account?
Yeah, a decent amount, but like, whereas on Instagram, if I have somebody pissing me off or saying some really dumb shit, I can swear them and just tell them off. Whereas on OnlyFans, you have to be a little bit more understanding. You can't be so rude all the time because at the end of the day, they are paying. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing is when if you are considering to open an OnlyFans and if you will be posting provocative content, like, you need to know how to interact with those people but still like detach from them at the same time, because some people can be rude, they can be super demanding, and you can't let that come into your personal life because it all just stays on the phone.
Yeah, I would say I had a lot of that before OnlyFans, on Facebook, on Instagram, so it doesn't really bother me anymore. It used to bother me, but it just doesn't bother me anymore. You got to understand that some people, you can't control what other people say to you. So there's nothing you're doing that's making them say that. They're going to probably say that to someone who's fully clothed as well. So detaching yourself is a very good word to use there.
And, being creators, do you guys personally, I know you said you maybe follow someone for a bit of inspiration or just kind of to see where, which direction to go. But do you guys actually use OnlyFans to subscribe to other people for, whether it be just to see content or not? Or is it just you guys are creators?
No, I only subscribe by mistake. Yeah, I just subscribe by mistake. That's all. I'm not here to make money and then spend money. Like, I actually am not interested in seeing other female or male content. Like, you can free subscribe to your friends and, get inspiration, like their photos, they can get their likes up, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, definitely not here to subscribe. Like,
No, I just want my bag and I'm out, thanks.
yeah. Like porn sites, for instance, like that's just never been my thing, like at all. Whereas other people will be creators and viewers.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. I haven't met an OnlyFans person that is a creator and a subscriber.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I have a YouTube channel very far from, that realm, because it's not on the lines of paying for content. It's free content. Everyone can look at it. And once I started my own channel, I found myself kind of, I don't want to say respecting the process of having a YouTube channel more, but I found myself then going to YouTube as like my content central, versus TV kind of thing. So I just wanted to see if there's a connection from, OnlyFans to that kind of perspective.
From me, it was definitely just, it's an excitement thing
Money.
and a money thing. Like, it's kind of exciting, It's like you're doing something you've done your whole life, but you actually, like, people want, like, to pay for it. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, can I have another photo? Oh, what you wearing today? It's kind of like, there's my page. You subscribe.
Would you say that you, or for people looking to start that upfront, or do you think that you guys should do this yourselves, where you kind of set the standard, like, listen, there'll be 2 posts this week, or do you think it needs to be as organic as possible?
I mean, I personally try to keep it organic as possible because, as much of a planned person as I am, my social media and my OnlyFans is like, yeah, it's just gonna happen as like with me as a person. So, I used to try to do that, and it might be a good idea, especially so some people know what they're paying for. But at the same time, I'm like, this is me, this is my page, you gonna just do pretty much whatever I say kind of thing.
Yeah, I think everything's about risk factor. You want to subscribe, you should subscribe. Whether I'm posting things that you want me to post or not, the initial intent was there. You want to see something. So yeah, but I think going back to the subscription fee, if you're going to be charging a large subscription fee, I really don't think that people should be posting stuff that you see on the beach. Seriously. Like, some people post everything that they wear on the beach and post on Instagram. They've just transferred it to an OnlyFans account and they're charging $30 subscription. It's I don't know, I just feel like you are scamming people. You're being sly. Like, definitely should have the cost in the content related. However, I do know someone that charges, I think, $5 subscription, and she full on posts all of it. Everything is shown, there's videos, all that kind of stuff. But like Ash said earlier, that's when you get the, can I say, cheaper subscribers. So you would get more of the creeps in your DMs, the vulgar language, all of that stuff. So high subscription usually ends up being better followers, better subscribers.
And is that something that you guys take into consideration? Like, is there a strategy? I don't want to, is there a way that you think about how to firstly price and then also the content you post for that price? Is there some extra thought being put in place there, or is it just, going back to the organic factor?
So I'd personally say it's going back to the organic factor, and usually, like, how I decided on my subscription fee prices, I was just like, what's the minimum amounts that you're willing to, like, post all this content for people to see? Like, you don't want to be posting that content and then it's like dirt cheap, because I don't know, I also feel like in a way it reflects on the kind of person that you are.
Yeah, you don't want to seem as if you, I don't know, maybe if you put a lower subscription fee, it feels as if you think you are cheap. You feel you yourself is cheap. However, I have experienced with one of my friends, they put a subscription fee, people started subscribing when she had a promotion, and people would take screenshots and then send it to all their friends so they didn't have to spend. I'm like I'm 50-50 about that. I do hope that people don't do that. Not about not being paid. It just feels that why would you do that? It's the same as guys sending around your nudes, really. It's, I don't send anything because I know guys do that. So I will send it, you send it, then that's on you. I can't control that. But then I can't get upset because you take a risk. Everything in life's about a risk. So I'm 50-50 on what happened to my friend, really.
Is there any, precautions, by OnlyFans? Can you actually take screenshots, or is there like some way? Oh, can you?
You can. Is there like some way? No. So the only things OnlyFans does is it adds a watermark to your picture that says like your OnlyFans username. But yeah, I've also thought about that, like people screenshotting my content and like leaking it. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you still had to pay to view that. And if you're paying to view that, then and then sharing it, like it's pretty low of you to do as a person,
But we take the risk. So, what we're putting it out there. If someone shows someone else, it's not the fact that they're showing other people. It's just the fact that they didn't subscribe, really.
Yeah, I see where you guys are coming from. Yeah, because that's like the main thing, right? And it comes back to you saying like it's like sending out someone else's nudes. It's like it wasn't intended for that person. Like you paying the subscription fee, you look at it, it's fine.
Yeah. Yet people do that,
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think it's even it's happened to a South African creator where OnlyFans creator where her content got leaked and she threw like this whole fit and she blocked all South African subscribers from subscribing to her account, which you can do, but at the end of the day it's not like it's only going to be a South African leaking your content. And also like you can't be having like a fucking heart attack because your content got leaked, because when you put that out there you knew that it's very easy for your shit to get leaked.
So you can actually geo block. You can block certain countries' handles. So what happened was when Ash tried to subscribe to me, I had geo-blocked all South Africans. So anyone that has South African in their OnlyFans cannot find you at all. So that could be another precaution that people could take if they want to start an OnlyFans. They could block all South Africans and only hit the target market. Yeah, hit only the target market for overseas. That could protect them from their job, that could protect them from family, that kind of stuff. Because if people overseas are seeing your content, I don't really think that your company can have rights over your content overseas. So you'll be safe.
And coming back to this as like a potential career thing, where to now for both of you? Especially you, Ash, with your newly kind of started account. Like, what's the thought process behind, the future? Is it something that you are going to kind of put more effort into?
Yeah, I definitely think I'll put more effort into it. If it kicks off, that's the whole reason that we started this. So that's what kind of bothers me a little bit about celebrities being allowed to have OnlyFans. They're already rich. They're already famous. Obviously, people are going to subscribe to them because they want to see famous people naked. But if it kicks off, it kicks off. So, after this video call, I'm pretty sure Ash and I are going to go straight to the bedroom.
You know the vibes.
And be like, Maybe we can set up some promotional campaign after this podcast. If anyone wants to subscribe, we can maybe give some vouchers or whatever. We can work it out and see where it goes.
I mean, it definitely is. It's like one of those things where, like, if you put the work in, it always works out. Like, if you're willing to put the work into your OnlyFans and do the content and take the content and be consistent, like, the money is great. Don't get me wrong, the money is beautiful, but you have to be committed to taking that content only day and putting in that work for your OnlyFans daily, which can be tiring, trying to be naked. Well, not naked, but like putting your body in front of a camera like so many times a day.
So Ash, when you say, the money is good, can you maybe give us an idea as to how much you make, maybe on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis? And also just what contributes to that, and maybe if you can give us a bit of an indication to how many subscribers you have, just so for people out there, they can kind of piece together what the amount of subscribers relates to income.
Okay, so I don't have a set amount, because it obviously also depends on how active I am on my OnlyFans, if I'm sending out pay-per-views, if I'm posting things that people like and they tipping me, but you do get paid out every 2 weeks, which is when you hit your $200 mark. So yeah, I think I'm usually averaging about every week about $350. I try to keep it to around about there, but yeah, it's never a set number. My subscribers fluctuate. I'm currently sitting on about 24. But yeah, they fluctuate as people subscribe and unsubscribe.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that hasn't benefited from OnlyFans at all. It works.
It works, and it doesn't only work for your bank account, it works for you being more certain in the person that you are also.
Yeah, you become more self-confident. Maybe it can also motivate you. I know a lot of people that went and, worked harder at the gym and started doing runs, became healthier because of the content and the money that they were making. They became better for themselves. It might be a little bit of a false gloat that you get from these men, but I mean, it helped some people. Yeah. Some people are lonely.
So, closing off, so what advice can you give, just on the closing end of this, to other creators that you guys have kind of learned over the past month or so, 2-3 months? And what advice can you give? Is there some tips you guys can give?
I mean, I don't really have tips for other creators that I follow apart from keep doing your thing. And yeah, keep pushing.
Yeah, usually we get the tips.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're the one that get the tips, not give the tips.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the only advice I have for anyone is like, if you're going to do it, be confident in your decision. You can't go open an OnlyFans page when you're sitting on the fence. And also make sure that you have a strong backbone, because people are always going to try to tell you shit. And yeah, you honestly can't let it get to you.
Yeah, no. I definitely think that if you're going to start it, if you're new to OnlyFans, find someone that has an OnlyFans account that can help you. There's nothing worse than getting rejected. You're just like, oh, this is not meant for me. Please help. Make sure you have, your ID and all that kind of stuff for registering. A good internet connection would be great. Yeah. That loading and loading and loading. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Put your phone on a timer, do some funky things, and have fun.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, then it's going to be tedious and you're not going to want to do it every day.
If you feel like it's a chore and you feel like you're being disrespected, don't do it. But it's supposed to be fun. Just disconnect yourself. Remember, these people are on the outside world, and they probably have subscribed to 100 pages. So they're not just stalking you.
Cool. And then what can we put together a promo for the audience? So we'll link some form of a competition in the description, and you guys can subscribe. We'll put together a promo, or we'll do a giveaway or something of that sort. And yeah.